I look at the nose as almost like I look at muscles, where the less you use the nose, the less that the nose is going to function properly. So the more that you force breathing through your nose, what you're doing also is like you're increasing nitric oxide production. You're basically kind of like putting yourself also in the parasympathetic response. But what you're also doing is you're creating the habit of actually breathing through the nose, and you're actually getting more reps in the nose. So what happens as a result when you breathe through the nose is that it's acting as its usual filter. So the whole reason for the nose in the first case, and the reason why we have nose hairs, and for me, I'm like 43 years old and starting to see like nose hairs like literally like pop out of my nose, which is unfortunate. But the whole reason for that is because it's supposed to filter the allergens that are coming into your body in the first place. So when I started to mouth tape, when I started to breathe through my nose, and actually I even mouth tape like when I'm in front of my computer, because sometimes I have this habit of just like keeping my mouth open and agape like this, like, and just typing away. But when I started to breathe through my nose more often, I found that I'm not as stuffed. I don't have allergies per se. And I've also tested this with a number of my clients as well. And every single client that comes back to me is like they have the initial fears of being like, okay, well, what happens if I like suffocate because my nose is so stuffed all the time? Now they come back to me and saying that they're getting less allergies than before because they're actually properly filtering out the allergens inside of their nose as a result of nose breathing. And that's the thing. It's like the more that you use the nose, the more that you're going to be able to breathe through the nose. And then it's only through, I'm not going to say only through mouth tape, but it is through mouth tape where you're able to do that a little bit more easily.
Okay, so I now, from a little bit more of a practical standpoint, as a single man in my 30s who is still exploring the market, what do I do? I can't bring mouth tape to a young lady's house if I just met her. I think she's going to think I'm insane.
Well, I'm going to say this. If she doesn't accept you when you're wearing mouth tape, then I'm sorry. You haven't found the right one. Right?
You're starting to sound like my brother now.
If she can't accept you with a piece of tape over your mouth, then I'm sorry, my friend.
You're
She's
probably
not the
right.
one.
You're probably
Yeah,
right.
well,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd say like bring them to your house. I don't know. So you don't have to worry about bringing them out.
I'll like kiss her goodnight, and then I'll turn over and like sneakily, like, do I hear Scotch tape?
On the flip side, you might want to be careful if she likes it too much.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
might be a red flag too.
You bring out the tape and she's like, perfect.